So the first topic we are going to be covering today is setting goals and really what your target outcomes are for your program. And before we even do that, let's just take a step back and define what an employee ideation program is. So it's a clearly defined and documented process for capturing, prioritizing, and actioning employee ideas. This is just IdeaWake's definition, but everyone, regardless of if it's IdeaWake's definition, would be having a clearly defined and documented process, communicating it to all employees that you want to target, regardless of role or title, and then building the actual program and the incentives behind it into the incentive structure of managers as well as frontline employees. Going to a 40,000-foot view for goal setting, at the end of the day, why we're running this program or any program at our organization is either growth of brand or revenue and or efficiency and cost reduction. If we take that a level deeper and we go into specific goals, right? It could be reducing scrap on our manufacturing line, increasing employee engagement by reducing turnover or increasing retention. How might we target new markets with our existing products, or how might we take our target with our new existing markets with new products? So all over the board, once again, it ties back to efficiency and cost reduction or growth of branded revenue at the end of the day. To set your program up for success, this all might seem like 101, but it really does. When you look at these programs, a lot of the time there is an issue because we have our company-wide goals, our business unit goals, and then our innovation program goals. And what we want to do is first and foremost, just get those on paper with your team. And the problem is that oftentimes the business unit goal and the innovation program goals are going to be opposed to each other. Business units are incentivized by hitting quarterly and annual objectives around operational KPIs that are clearly presented. Everybody understands them. And the managers and people implementing the ideas at your organization are going to have in their performance reviews hitting those KPIs. They're not measured around necessarily number of ideas they're implementing. They're simply measured on whether or not they're hitting those performance objectives. When you look at innovation, a lot of the time you're looking at longer term horizon projects that can disrupt the business that are not going to help that business unit leader hit their quarterly or annual goals and hence their bonus. So how do you get to your destination given that constraint? Really what we have found works best is starting, if you can, with goals that meet all three criteria. Each innovation program has different flavors and different reasons that it's created. So this is not a one size fits all, but I'm sure that many on the call have experienced this. So once again, try to start with something that's going to meet all three of those objectives. So company-wide, business unit, and innovation program. If you can't, the second step is to sidestep and help keep the business unit happy. The business unit's going to be responsible for implementation of the idea, testing and maybe not the full implementation, but at least the integration of it into the business unit. And so having a good relationship and solid relationship set up here is key to long-term success. The third place that you can go is company-wide and business unit and actually not hit your short-term innovation program goals. This would be in a short-term situation, and happy to answer more questions about this at the end of the session, because this does get a little bit nuanced. The main point I want to get across here is that if you're not going to immediately, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find something that overlaps with your innovation program goal or your charter, the company-wide goal and the business unit goal. Most of the time, the business unit goal is going to be diametrically opposed to the innovation program goal. Just kind of showing this, right? In a timeline, your short-term and long-term goals are going to differ. So really in the beginning, when you launch these types of programs, you want to build buzz and quick wins. That's often, those quick wins are going to be things that are short-term time horizon that are going to have a financial value or just a value to the business unit and make them happy. That's going to build stronger relationships and actually allow you to hit step 3, which is your innovation program goals, ultimately allowing you to prove recurring larger financial value.